Hi friends. Okay, we are now going to add color to our costume renderings that we've been working on. So we're going to go back in and open up that costume rendering project you were working on before using Photoshop. Great, thank you. It's going to load right up. So here's my rendering, my outline, okay? It's still called Sketch over here. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to make this nice and big so I can really see what I'm doing. The first thing I'm going to do is add a bunch of layers to this file, okay? And that's because I want each piece of clothing or accessory, so like she's got a bag, right? She's got a jacket, she's got a shirt situation, a belt, and then she's got her jeans and her shoes, right? All of those different components are going to be their own layer in our final project. And the reason for that is so that we can come in and change things more easily later. So I'm just going to add a bunch of layers, clicking on this little layer add button. We're just going to add them all right in. And then we're going to bring our sketch back up to the top of the stack, okay? We're going to change it into multiply mode. So now it's going to work just the way that we used the way that it did when we did that coloring book project where you can see through to the color underneath it. And then we're going to lock it so that we don't accidentally mess it up. All right. So what I did was I added some layers, moved the sketch to the top, switched it to multiply blend mode, and then locked it. Now, let's add some color to this equation, okay? The cool thing about our game, our process, is that we won't have to worry about outside edges. We only need to worry about clean edges where a piece of clothing is up against another color. Because at the very end, we'll just select the outside and delete, and it'll clean up any of those outside edges. So I'm going to now label my layer by garment. So this is going to be her coat, for example, right? This might be her pants. So this is all going to keep it super organized for me as I add things, right? There's probably going to be another layer for her hair and her jewelry or who knows exactly what, right? Okay, so we're going to just do, I'll just do the coat together with you, maybe the coat and the pants, and then you'll go through and do the rest of it yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and that's the Control+ key so that I'm a little closer and can see kind of what I'm doing. And before we were using like a pencil brush or another natural media emulator brush. What we're doing now is strictly coloring. So we're not going to use a fancy pants brush, right? We're going to go straight back up to the very top to the general brushes, and we're going to choose hard round. Straight up hard round, nothing fancy about it, okay? We're then going to increase the size of the brush so that it's more appropriate to what we're doing. And you can use your mouse or you can use your tablet to do this. The tablet's super nice, obviously, because it lets you kind of draw more like drawing. And I'm going to just make her coat kind of a red color, okay? So I can just kind of click over here. Maybe she's got sort of a red jacket situation, right? So if you remember, down here it's showing you one color is the foreground color, right, is the red, and then you've got some sort of a gray pencil-y color in the background, but that's less important right now. So foreground color is red. We're just going to color in. And I'm not worried about this outside edge because I'll clean that up later. But any place where she's going to be, oops, Control+, not other sound, right? Where we're going to be up against another color, I want to be more precise. So I'm going to just kind of shrink down. Yep, there we go. And just cleanly draw coloring in her jacket, okay? So there's that coat layer. This part I would still finish also, right? Underneath that is the pants layer, right? So for the pants, let's say she's wearing some sort of a jean situation. Maybe it's kind of a like denim-y blue gray wash situation. That's actually even maybe too blue. Maybe it's more like that family. So then I'll come in and I'll be like, okay, that is the part which is her skin, right? This is the part which is her jeans. So I can kind of fill in the jeans part with my little brush, and I'll skip the skin part. And in this case, I am going to go right up to the edge of her coat there. But you'll notice if I color over, it's fine, because if I'm coloring this jean, it's actually behind her coat, right? So it doesn't really matter on that edge behind her coat. It really matters on like this edge by her belt, right? This is the same material for her fly. But then over here, and I'm sort of making up a line. Again, this side isn't going to matter because her red coat is going to cover that line when I finish doing that coloring. You would have already done that part on yours. But we're doing this all just to get nice clean edges for all of these interiors. Great. And again, not so much of a deal on that side, and not so much of a deal on this side either, because this part is the background that we'll just delete away later. So you just want to focus on any place that the color is going to hit another color, okay? Which in this case could be skin, or it could be something else, right? So we're going to just kind of fill this all in with the blue, not worry so much about behind, okay? You'll do this for the whole drawing, right? I'm going to now real quickly show you how this game works at the end once you've colored in everything, okay? So once you've colored in everything, we'll use, on our sketch layer, we'll use our magic wand tool. And we'll use that to select everything outside of our drawing, right? So that now, because you connected those lines last week, that gives you a nice clean edge around the outside of the whole drawing. And so then when you, for example, click on the coat layer and hit delete, it erases everything outside of the edge of the drawing. And then when you hit deselect, now it just lines up exactly with the drawing on your sketch layer. Okay, so your goal is to fill in color on all of the elements of your drawing. And I'm going to give you a reference for skin tone that I find super useful, and you can use those pictures as an eyedropper tool deal, right? To get a skin tone that makes sense for the actor that this is a costume rendering of, right? So she is a black woman potentially. I mean, look at her hair, right? That's probably what she is. So we want to pick a skin tone that works well for her. And one of the best places that I have found to go is this cool website that I've linked below in Schoology. And once you open up those individual images, then you can just grab your eyedropper tool in order to pick up that color and use it as your skin tone for your painting. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank you. Talk to you soon.